Taylor was the girl everyone saw, but nobody truly knew. As she silently faded away in the dusty streets of a dying town, her heart beat only for Caleb, her childhood love. But when Caleb chose someone else, time stood still for Taylor, until a sleek black car pulled into the town square. A British lord returning to settle a debt from the past offers Taylor the impossible. Come with me and start a new life. Between a broken heart and a glimmer of hope across the ocean, Taylor's choice will change everything forever. The Town Girl, out now. The town was the kind of place that couldn't even wake up from the slumber in the first light of dawn. The streets were narrow, the houses low, and the wind carried the same dust to every corner. Time had no meaning here. Every day was a repeat of the last, and every season brought the same melancholy. The trees were old, and the people were tired. And Taylor was a girl who had been born, raised, and never left this town. Walking past the bakery in the early morning hours, she tilted her head back and looked at the sky. The clouds were heavy and gray, looking as if they might collapse upon her. With a coffee cup in her hand, a half smile on her lips, and something unspoken in her eyes, she walked. Every morning she took the same path, walked past the same shops, and greeted the same people. But none of them truly saw her. They settled for what was visible: her brown hair, thin wrists, and quiet steps. No one saw the storm brewing inside her, the screams she suppressed, or the tears she silently swallowed. Taylor was the kind of person who looked the same to everyone in town, catching no one's attention, yet carrying everything within her. She had grown up here, like a flower, watered but never truly looked at, growing but never valued. And perhaps that was why she had always dreamed of another life: distant cities, seas, and lights. But dreams were just dreams. Reality was returning to the same place every morning. 25 years of life had been spent within the four walls of this town. Her mother had died when Taylor was young. Her father was a quiet, introverted man. He spent his days repairing cars in the old garage. He didn't talk to Taylor much. He would just stroke her head and look into her eyes. And Taylor could never forget the pain she saw in those eyes. Her father had loved her mother very much, and with her mother's death, a part of him had died too. Taylor lost her father when she was 18, a heart attack, sudden, cruel. Very few people attended the funeral. The townspeople came, offered their condolences, and then returned to their lives. Taylor was left alone at the graveside, and that day, for the first time, she realized she was truly alone. When she turned the corner, she saw him, Caleb, the man everyone in town knew, everyone loved, and everyone trusted. Handsome, smiling, always saying the right things. Taylor's best friend, perhaps more, perhaps much less. She had known Caleb since childhood. They had gone to the same school, played in the same parks, and hung out in the same cafes. Caleb was always the popular one. Taylor was the quiet one. But there was a bond between them, unexplainable, invisible, but very powerful. Taylor was 16 when she realized she was in love with Caleb. One summer day, while swimming in the lake, Caleb had laughed at her, and that smile had ignited something in Taylor's heart. From that day on, every look, every touch, every word gained a different meaning. But Taylor never said it. She couldn't, because Caleb only saw her as a friend, and Taylor couldn't risk losing him. Caleb waved at her. Taylor waved back. But something tightened inside her. It sat in the middle of her chest like a small, heavy stone. She couldn't explain it. It couldn't be put into words. She just felt it. Every day a little heavier. Every day a little more crushing. Days flowed by like water. Taylor worked in the town's small cafe. She made coffee, wiped tables, and listened to people's idle chatter. No one really asked her anything, and she didn't really tell anyone anything. She just smiled, nodded, and quietly went about her business. The cafe owner was an old woman, Mrs. Morrison, kind but strict. She treated Taylor well but wasn't overly intimate. She wanted the work done and then left her alone. Taylor liked this because she wanted no one to interfere with her. But Caleb was always there. He would come every day and sit in the same spot, the corner table by the window. He would talk to her, tell her stories. Taylor would listen, just listen, because she had no words to say. Or she did, but she couldn't say them. Those words she kept in the depths of her heart would come to the tip of her tongue and then retreat. To say "I love you" meant losing him, and Taylor couldn't risk losing him. Caleb often talked about Emma. Emma was a girl who had recently moved to town. Blonde, beautiful, energetic. Everyone loved her. Caleb loved her too. Taylor knew this, but hearing it was more painful than knowing it. One afternoon, Caleb showed her photos of Emma. He held out his phone, talking with eyes sparkling. "Look, this was taken at the festival we went to last week. Isn't she beautiful?" Taylor looked at the photos. Emma was indeed beautiful. Her smile was bright, her eyes happy. Caleb was standing beside her. They were hugging, and Taylor imagined her own place in that photo. But dreams were painful.
"She's very beautiful," she said. Her voice sounded calm, but inside, she was falling apart. Nights were the hardest. Taylor would return to her small apartment, a one-room, old, cold place. A few items left from her mother, photos of her father, and silence. Taylor would lie in bed and stare at the ceiling. She would think about her life, her choices, her pains, and she would think of Caleb, always Caleb. Sometimes she would cry, quietly, slowly. Tears would stream down her cheeks, soaking the pillow. But when morning came, everything would be erased. She would wash her face, put on makeup, and go out. No one would notice. One evening, after the cafe had emptied, Caleb approached her. His eyes were brighter than ever. There was a smile on his lips and excitement in his voice. Taylor was standing behind the counter, washing dishes. Caleb came up to her. "Taylor, I need to tell you something." Taylor's heart raced. Her hands trembled, but nothing showed on her face. She dried her hands and turned. She waited. Caleb took a deep breath. "I'm going to propose to Emma." The world stopped at that moment. The lights went out, sounds faded. Taylor stood there, just stood there. Her heart felt like it wanted to burst out of her chest. She couldn't breathe, but there was a smile on her face. Automatic, fake, but it was there. "Congratulations," she said, but her voice sounded like someone else's, distant, foreign, empty. Caleb continued, his eyes sparkling. He had bought the ring, he had made the plans. A romantic dinner, candlelight, music, and that big moment. Taylor listened, every word, every detail, and inside, she broke a little more.
"What do you think? Is it a good idea?" Caleb asked her with sincere curiosity. Taylor nodded. "It's a great idea. Emma is lucky." Caleb hugged her. He hugged her tightly. "You're my best friend, Taylor. Your opinion means a lot to me." Taylor hugged back, but her arms felt like stone. She felt nothing, nothing, just emptiness, just darkness, just pain. After Caleb left, Taylor collapsed to the floor. On her knees, she put her hands to her face, and she cried. For the first time, she cried out loud. She didn't scream, she just sobbed. The tears wouldn't stop. When she got home that night, she looked in the mirror. Her eyes were red, her face was pale, and for the first time, she truly saw herself. A ghost, a shadow, someone who didn't exist. The following days were hell. Taylor would wake up every morning, go to work, and perform mechanical movements. But her soul wasn't there. It was lost somewhere. Maybe with Caleb's last words. Maybe with that hug. Maybe years ago, the moment she first fell in love. Caleb got married, a small ceremony in the town church. Taylor was invited, but she didn't go. She said she was sick. Caleb was understanding. "Get well soon. I hope you recover quickly," he said. Taylor stayed home that day. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Hours passed. The wedding began, ended, everyone celebrated, and Taylor just lay there, without moving, breathing in and out, existing but not living. At the end of the week, Caleb and Emma went on their honeymoon, the Caribbean, white sandy beaches, turquoise sea, sunsets. Caleb had messaged Taylor. He sent photos. "Wish you were here. This is amazing." Taylor looked at the photos. Caleb and Emma were happy. They were laughing. They were looking at each other. They were in love. And Taylor turned off her phone. She didn't open it again. Days turned into weeks. Taylor slowly withdrew into herself. She stopped talking. She avoided people. She only went to work and back. She shut herself in her home, and she silently dissolved. Mrs. Morrison asked her one day, "Taylor, are you okay? You've been very quiet lately." Taylor looked up. "I'm fine, just tired." Mrs. Morrison looked at her. She looked for a long time, then she nodded. "If you ever want to talk, I'm here." But Taylor didn't talk, because what could she say? How could she explain the pain she had accumulated over the years? How could she explain that she loved silently, lost silently? Words were insufficient. Explanations were empty. Only silence was real. And then everything changed. He arrived in the town in a black car, luxurious, shiny, a car that didn't fit the dusty streets of the town at all. People didn't notice at first. Then they heard. Rumors spread. An English lord, from an old family, a grand estate, and he was asking for Taylor. Taylor was shocked when she first heard. While working at the cafe, Mrs. Morrison came up to her. "Taylor, someone is asking for you, an Englishman. They say he's a lord. Do you know him?" Taylor raised her eyebrow. "A lord? No, I don't know him." But then she remembered. Years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe more, a summer day, tourists had come to town. Taylor was 15. Her father was repairing a car. Taylor was sitting beside him, helping her father. And then a man had come. He had an English accent, young, handsome, polite. His car had broken down. Her father had fixed it. The man had thanked him. He had talked to Taylor. A small conversation, a small moment. Then it was forgotten. But he had not forgotten. Travis Harrington, a lord connected to the English royal family, wealthy, influential, powerful, and he remembered Taylor. When he arrived, Taylor didn't know what to do at first. He was sitting in the cafe, drinking his coffee. It was the afternoon. Customers were few, just a few old men sitting in the corner reading newspapers. The door opened. The bell rang. Taylor looked up. Travis walked in, tall, posture upright, wearing a suit, his gaze calm but sharp. He looked around. The townspeople looked at him with curiosity and surprise. Then Travis saw Taylor. His eyes locked onto hers, and he walked toward her. Taylor's heart quickened. She didn't know why, but this man seemed familiar to her, as if from another life, another world. Travis stood before the counter. His eyes were locked on Taylor's. Taylor. He only said her name, but when that name came from his lips, it gained a different meaning, heavier, deeper, more real. Taylor nodded. "Yes? Who are you?" "Travis Harrington. Do you remember me?" Taylor thought. Then she remembered. "Your car broke down. My father fixed it." Travis smiled. A thin, elegant smile. "Yes, you were a little girl. You were sitting by your father, helping him. You looked very clever." Taylor was surprised. "You remember that?" "I remember everything. Your father was a very good man. He helped me a lot that day, and I never forgot that kindness." Taylor listened silently. Travis continued. "I heard that your father passed away. I was very sorry, and I wanted to talk to you." "To me?" "Yes, I need to talk to you. Can we go somewhere private?" Taylor hesitated, but then she nodded. "My shift is ending. We can talk outside." When they went outside, the air was cool and clear. The sun was setting, the sky painted in orange and pink. Travis walked beside Taylor, silently, without speaking. He just walked. They sat on a bench in a small park. Travis looked around. He examined the town. Then he turned to Taylor. "This town is very small, but it looks very peaceful." Taylor shrugged. "It's not peaceful, it's just quiet. There's a difference." Travis looked at her. "You're not happy." It wasn't a question, it was an observation. Taylor looked at him. "How do you know?" "From your eyes. You carry a lot inside you, but you don't tell anyone." Taylor remained silent, because it was true. Every word was true, and this stranger had understood her in a few minutes. Travis took a deep breath. "Taylor, I want to offer you a proposal. Come to England with me, to the estate. Live there. I can prepare a room, a life for you. You will have everything you want." Taylor was shocked. "What? Why? You don't even know me." "But your father knew me, and he helped me a lot. Now I want to help you. I want to pay my debt." "Debt? What debt?" Travis looked away. "Didn't your father mention it? Years ago, I was in a very difficult period. My family was having problems, financial troubles, and your father helped me. He didn't even take money. He just helped, and I never forgot that kindness." Taylor was surprised. Her father had never mentioned it, but her father was a man who didn't talk much anyway.
"And now," Travis continued, "you are alone here. You look unhappy. I want to offer you an option, a new start, a new life." Taylor thought. She was confused. "But I don't know you at all. Why would you do such a thing?" "Because it's the right thing to do, and because you won't be happy here." It was that simple, but it was so true that Taylor couldn't say anything. She just looked. Travis looked at her. "There is one condition," Travis said. His voice was serious, determined. "We will only be friends. I expect nothing from you. I just want you to be safe. I just want you to be happy. If you ever want to leave, you can. There is no obligation." Taylor looked at him, squinting. "Why are you doing this? What is the real reason?" Travis looked at her for a long time. Then he answered, "Because you remind me of that day, that little girl sitting by her father, helping him, her curious eyes, her quiet stance. And since that day, I have never been able to forget you. This isn't love, Taylor. This is a debt, a loyalty, a responsibility." Something stirred inside Taylor. This man was telling her the truth, and Taylor realized she needed the truth. "I need to think," she said. Travis nodded. "Of course. Give me an answer tomorrow. I'll be in town for a few days. Let me leave you a business card." He took a small card from his pocket and handed it to Taylor. "Call me when you decide." And he stood up. He walked. He left. Taylor stayed there, holding the card in her hand, and she thought. That night, Taylor couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She thought. The town, Caleb, Emma, this life, this silent death, this slow dissolution. Then she thought of Travis, those cold eyes, that calm voice, that offer, a distant country, a grand estate, a new life. But she was afraid. Could she trust someone she didn't know? What if he had bad intentions? What if he had other plans? But then she asked herself, what is the point of staying here, seeing Caleb every day, rotting inside every day, dying slowly every day? And she found the answer. By the time morning came, she had made her decision. When she called Travis, he answered the phone immediately. "Taylor? I'm coming." There was a short silence. Then Travis said, "You made the right decision." Her departure from the town was silent. She didn't tell anyone. Just a small suitcase, a few items. She prayed for her father. She looked at her old house one last time. She stopped by the cafe and said goodbye to Mrs. Morrison. "Where are you going, my girl?" Mrs. Morrison asked. There was real curiosity in her eyes. "Far away. A new beginning." Mrs. Morrison hugged her. "Be happy, Taylor. You deserve it." Taylor's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." And she left. Caleb stopped by one last time. He was standing in front of her house. He had seen her coming with her car. "Taylor, where are you going?" Taylor stood holding her suitcase. She looked at Caleb. She looked for the last time. And she truly saw him. Just a friend, just a human. She didn't feel anything for him anymore. There was emptiness, but no pain. Far away. But why? What happened? "Nothing happened, Caleb. It's just, this isn't my place anymore." Caleb looked confused. "But you've always lived here. I'm here, Emma is here, your friends are here." Taylor smiled, a sad but peaceful smile. "Yes, but I'm not here. Don't you understand? I was never here." Caleb approached her. He wanted to hug her. Taylor stepped back. "Goodbye, Caleb. Be happy." And she got into the car. Travis was at the wheel. He started the car. Taylor looked back one last time. Caleb was standing there, stunned, lost, and Taylor waved at him. Then she turned. She looked forward, and she never looked back again. The journey was long. First a car, then a plane, then a car again. Taylor watched the outside from the window. The landscapes changed. Towns, cities, seas, mountains, and finally, England. The estate was outside the city, within vast lands. It was an old, magnificent, imposing structure. Stone walls, high towers, wide gardens. Taylor caught her breath when she first saw it. "Is this it?" she asked. Travis nodded. "This is it. Welcome." The first days she felt lost. The estate was so large that Taylor would get lost while wandering the corridors. Every room was a history. Every item was a story. Taylor slowly began to explore. The library, the music room, the art gallery, the garden. Everything seemed to belong to another world. Travis treated her with distance, polite but remote. They would have breakfast together in the morning, and then everyone would go about their business. Travis worked on his affairs, meetings, phone calls, documents. Taylor wandered the estate, read books, listened to music. In the evenings, they would sometimes eat together, sometimes not meet at all. There was a wall between them, invisible but solid. Taylor liked this wall because it gave her security. No one expected anything. No one wanted anything. Just existing was enough. But over time, something began to change. The first thing she noticed was Travis's gaze. Those eyes, which were cold and distant at the beginning, slowly began to soften. When Taylor said something, he would listen. He would really listen. He would ask questions. He would be interested. But he never crossed the line. One evening at dinner, Taylor asked him, "Why didn't you ever marry?" Travis lowered his glass. He looked at her. "Because I never found love." "But you're wealthy. You're influential. Many women—" "Wealth and love are different things. One loves money, the other the soul." Taylor looked at him silently. For the first time, she saw a vulnerability in him. For the first time, she realized he was human too. "Have you ever been in love?" Travis thought. "Once, a long time ago. But it didn't work out." "Why?" "Because she loved someone else." Taylor understood Travis at that moment, because she had experienced the same pain. Two strangers, but carrying the same wound. From that day on, the wall between them had thinned a little more. Months passed. Now Taylor felt the estate was her home. She would walk in the garden, read books, play the piano. Travis had taught her. The notes, the melodies, the silences. Sometimes they would play together. Taylor would look at him, and he would look at her. And in those moments, the wall between them had thinned even more. One night, Travis asked her something. "Taylor, do you want to go back?" Taylor stopped. She was sitting at the piano. Her fingers had stopped on the keys. "No." "Do you never miss it?" "What should I miss? The pain? The loneliness?" Travis listened silently. Taylor continued. "Here, for the first time, I am free. For the first time, I can be me. Here, no one expects anything from me. I can just exist." Travis approached her.
He sat beside her. I'm free too. For the first time, I can just be me. Their eyes met, and at that moment, everything changed. Taylor leaned forward. Travis didn't pull back. Her lips touched his, slowly, hesitantly, but real. Travis pulled her back. Taylor, we talked. I promised that I expected nothing from you. I want it. And she kissed him again. This time, Travis hugged her. He hugged her tightly, and they kissed for a long time. After that night, everything was different. The wall between them was demolished. They were no longer just friends. They were no longer just protector and protected. Now they were in love. Taylor felt for the first time in her life that she was truly happy. She would wake up beside Travis in the morning, open her eyes and look at him. He would look at her too, without saying a word, just by being there. Days were wonderful. They would have breakfast together, walk in the garden, read books, play the piano, laugh. Travis showed Taylor the world. He took her to cities, to museums, to theaters, to restaurants, and with every new experience, Taylor came a little more to life. But happiness was fragile, and Taylor knew it. One day, a letter arrived from the town, from Caleb. Taylor held the envelope in her hand. She didn't want to open it, but she had to. The letter was long, but the essence was pain. Dear Taylor, Emma left me. I found out she was with someone else. The marriage turned out to be a lie. I'm alone, and I miss you. Come back. Please come back. I love you. I always loved you, but I couldn't realize it. Now I have realized it. But is it too late? Caleb. Taylor slowly folded the letter and left it on the table. Her hands were shaking. Her heart was fast, but her mind was very clear. There was no going back now, because here she had a real life. Here she had a real love. But Travis saw the letter. It was lying on the table. When Taylor entered the room, she saw Travis's face, tense, anxious, sad. Is it from Caleb? Taylor nodded. Yes. What does he say? He wants me to come back. Travis looked at her silently. Then he turned. He went to the window. He looked outside. And you? What do you want? Taylor approached him. She hugged him from behind. I want you. Travis turned. His eyes were full. But he loves you. But I don't love him anymore. Are you sure? I'm sure. Travis looked at her. He looked for a long time. Then he leaned forward. He kissed her forehead. I love you. Taylor closed her eyes. I love you too. After that day, the letter was never mentioned. Taylor didn't write back. Caleb wrote again, once more, then once more. But Taylor never answered, because the past was the past. There was no turning back now. Months passed. The seasons changed. Taylor and Travis lived together. They shared secrets. They shared pains. They shared happiness. The estate was no longer just a house, but a home. One morning, Taylor noticed something, a strange numbness in her body, nausea in the mornings, fatigue. And then she understood. She was pregnant. When she told Travis, the man was shocked. His eyes widened. His words were cut short. Then he slowly smiled. Really? Taylor nodded. Her eyes were full. Really? Travis hugged her. He hugged her tightly. We are a family now, a real family. Taylor closed her eyes. For the first time in her life, she felt she truly belonged somewhere. The pregnancy was hard, but it was beautiful. Travis was by her side, every moment, every second. He would take her to the doctor, get everything she needed, and support her, and Taylor loved him even more. When the baby was born, the world stopped. A small, beautiful, perfect girl. Travis looked at her with tearful eyes. She looks like her mother. Taylor looked at the baby. She looks like her father, too. And they both laughed through tears. They named the baby Lily, a little flower, a little miracle, a little hope. But one night, Travis fell ill, a sudden fever, severe pains. Doctors came, they did tests, and the result was devastating. Heart disease, advanced stage. The chance of treatment was very low. Taylor was devastated. Travis looked at her, weak, pale, tired, but he smiled. "Don't worry, everything will be all right." But Taylor knew everything was not going to be all right. Months passed. Travis slowly weakened. He became frail, but he always tried to look strong for Taylor, for Lily. One night, Travis gave her something, a letter, sealed. "Open it when I die, okay?" Taylor cried, "Don't go, please don't go." Travis held her hand. "Every moment I spent with you was wonderful. I never regretted it. You are my greatest happiness." And he closed his eyes. Taylor was left alone in the estate, with her baby, with her memories, with her pain. She would sit for days and look out the window, at the garden, the trees, the sky, and she would remember Travis. When she opened the letter, there were only a few sentences inside. "Dear Taylor, you were the most beautiful thing in my life. I protected you, I loved you, and now I leave everything to you. The estate, the money, everything is yours. But most importantly, Lily is yours. Raise her well, tell her about me, and be happy, because you deserve happiness. Yours forever, Travis." Taylor cried, but this time the tears weren't just pain. There was gratitude too. There was love too. There was a farewell too. Years passed. Taylor raised Lily as a strong, independent, happy woman. Lily didn't know her father, but Taylor told her everything, the stories, the memories, the love. Taylor was old now. Her hair had turned white, her face was wrinkled, but her eyes were still bright. Lily had married and had children, and Taylor was now a grandmother. One day, she went back to the old town, for the first time after many years. The streets were still the same, the people were still the same, but Taylor was different now. She saw Caleb, old, tired, alone. He was sitting on a bench staring into space. Taylor approached him. "Caleb." Caleb raised his head, his eyes widened. "Taylor?" Taylor smiled. "Hello." Caleb stood up. Did you come back?" "No, just a visit." "Where do you live?" "England, an estate." "Are you married?" Taylor paused. "Travis is no longer here." Caleb looked sad. "I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry. I was very happy. I am still happy." There was a long silence. Then Caleb asked, "Have you forgiven me?" Taylor looked at him. "I don't need to forgive you, Caleb. You only did what your heart felt, and so did I. It's in the past now." Caleb's eyes filled with tears. "I am so sorry I lost you." Taylor put her hand on his shoulder. "I wasn't lost, Caleb. I was found. I finally found myself." And she smiled. She smiled one last time. Then she turned, she walked, she left the town, and she never looked back again. Because real life wasn't behind. It was ahead. It was in her heart, in her memories, and in her loved ones. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next story.